Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
That the phrase Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
The activists chanted, Black Lives Matter.
The Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
The Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Say Black Lives Matter.
First, Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Putting Black Lives Matter.
The hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Demonstrations over the death of George Floyd spread across 6 continents over the weekend.
For the 12th night in a row, a coast-to-coast call to action.
We don't get it! Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! If you don't!
Short, it doesn't matter. One injustice, one place is an injustice in every place.
Overnight, nationwide unrest.
We don't want to loot. That's not what we out here for. But we do want justice and we want equality.
Here in Santa Monica, California is very fluid. You can see police here now firing tear gas into the crowd.
Was there any reporting on that?
Black officer who was killed today, but let's.
Was there any reporting on that?
Sure, please. Let's just keep the volume down.
Flood the streets with angry young people who break things and they hurt anyone who gets in the way. When they want something, they take it.
Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. How Black Lives Matter is killing Americans.
I think it's ridiculous that here in America, all lives matter has now become politically incorrect.
Heidi says, can anyone please tell me what this trend of thinking is all about? When a person can't say all lives matter, all lives do matter, don't they? Well, Heidi, of course, all lives are supposed to matter, and given that very truth, that also means Black Lives Matter.
Oftentimes there's a presumption that black men are dangerous. And so that has to be worked through. And police officers who are getting that training end up being able to engage and de-escalate encounters more effectively. The reason that the organizers used the phrase Black Lives Matters was not because they said they were suggesting nobody else's lives matter. Rather, what they were suggesting was there is a specific problem that is happening in the African American community that's not happening in other communities.
Let's put that question to Senator Sanders.
Black Lives Matter. And the reason
Harrison, Arkansas is the most racist town in the United States.
I wouldn't say after dark, man.
Honestly, dude, you have balls of steel because you could get hospitalized by some guys that want to beat your ass.
Why is Black Lives Matter important for the U.S. right now and in the world?
Black Lives Matter is our call to action. It is a tool to reimagine a world where Black people are free to exist, free to live. It is a tool for our allies to show up differently for us. I grew up in a neighborhood that was heavily policed. I witnessed my brothers and my siblings continuously stopped and frisked by law enforcement. I remember my home being raided. And one of the questions as a child I had was why? Why us? Black Lives Matter offers answers to the why. It offers a new vision for young Black girls around the world that we deserve to be fought for.
What does Black Lives Matter mean to me?
What Black Lives Matter means to me.
To me, Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter to me.
Black Lives Matter to me means.
I think everything you need to know about Black Lives Matter is in the name.
What this statement says.
To me, Black Lives Matter means
power.
Black Lives Matter means that
Black lives should matter as much as white lives matter.
I think fundamentally, Black Lives Matter
Is a movement.
What does Black Lives Matter mean to me?
What does Black Lives Matter mean to me?
Black Lives Matter isn't a philosophical or political statement. Black Lives Matter because we are.
It means our lives are respected, appreciated, and valued
just as God intended them to be.
Black Lives Matter, and in this country has been proven. So, till the statement is proven, we're just going to continue to say it. Black Lives Matter.
Yes, Black Lives Matter, and will always matter. And the changes we're seeking loom just over the horizon. The changes are equality and justice.
It means that the majority should stop pretending or just simply acknowledge that everyone is not treated equally. And in the words of Black Lives Matter, as simply as it could be stated, saying that Black Lives Matter.
It's mostly about African Americans, black people, however you want to address it, simply asking to be treated fairly across the board for all the good things and the bad things they do, you know? I'm not asking for special treatment when I rob a store. I'm just asking to not be shot in the back when I rob a store, okay? I'm not asking for favors. I'm just asking for everything to be applied equally across the board at its like most basic fundamental level. We can start there first, like honestly.
It's sad that so many had to lose their lives to bring attention to the forefront. Black lives always mattered. To me, it means justice and equality for all.
As simple as that. Black lives matter. Not any more, not any less, but just that they matter at all.
We matter in the literature, we matter in research, and we matter in medicine. And I'm studying to be the best doctor I can be to advocate for my people and keep my people alive. Well, the fact that in 2020, we still have to say that Black Lives Matter, and we still have to march and boycott and advocate for Black lives and for people not to kill Black lives, should tell you just that Black lives don't really matter to everyone. But Black Lives Mattering is just the bare minimum. Black Lives Matter means that people of color should be treated just the same as anyone else, whether that be with interactions with police or just out in public. People of color especially need to be treated with respect and the same justice as everyone else.
Black people and other allies, unfortunately, having to fight for Black people's rights to be treated as human beings and asking for the bare minimum.
To me, Black Lives Matter means that Black people get the same opportunities and treatment that other people do in our society when this comes to access to healthcare, access to education, treatment within our justice system. It just means that Black people are treated the exact same as their counterpart. I think it's important to note whenever you say Black Lives Matter, it means that all Black lives matter, regardless of your sexual orientation, religion, gender, age. That shouldn't play a role in it. All Black lives matter. And I think it's important to note that when people say Black Lives Matter, they're not saying that white lives don't matter or Asian lives don't matter. It simply means that Black lives have not mattered in this country the same way that other lives have mattered. And so it's a statement to make those lives matter as much as other ones do. Black lives matter. Black lives are worthy. Black lives are exceptional. Black lives gave us rock and roll. Black lives gave us jazz, rap, hip-hop, blues, gospel, just to name a few. Black lives give us the culture that we see in everyday fashion. Black lives gave us simple inventions like the stoplight, the dustpan. Black lives successfully performed the first open heart surgery. America would be very different without Black lives. Black lives built America. This country was built on the back of Black lives. So the fact that I have to say Black Lives Matter is absurd, because without Black lives, this country would be totally different.
Black Lives Matters is a movement against any forms of nonviolent, decentralized corruption, against police brutality in all incidents, and any type of racially motivated forms of violence against Black people. What does that mean to me? It means in protest that we're in the back end of trying to combat violence against black people when it comes to police brutality and any forms of racially motivated discrimination. I take this time to use it as a means of helping young people, especially those who do not know that we need to be on the front end of Black Lives Matter. What does that mean to me? That means going out and vote whenever necessary. It means going out and electing the people that we need to be in the justice system, such as the district court judges, the federal court judges, the district attorneys, the police chiefs, and everyone who is involved in the criminal justice system. If we're in on the front end, we have a greater opportunity to effectuate change against the police brutality and the forms of racial discrimination that we are in protest against. So to me, it is very important to be on the front end as well as the back end of the protest. Black Lives Matter is very important to me. And again, let's try and be on the front end as well as the back end.
My name is Nolan St. Julian. I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana, but now reside in Harvest, Alabama. I'm here today to talk about Black Lives Matter and why it matters to me. I was born in 1967. And in 1967, my father was in the military. While in the military, he got deployed to Vietnam. My mom and my siblings moved to St. Martinville, Louisiana. During that time, when we went to the theater in, I figure, 1970 time frame, I dealt with blacks upstairs in the theater, white-only water fountains, whites walking across the street when we walked down the street. They would not walk on the same side as we were. I've been called the N-word, which I will not repeat. Luckily, my kids so far, which are 18 and 10, had not dealt with that. But I know what it is like to be pulled over because of my color, and I'm light-skinned. I know how it is to be looked at as a criminal when I'm just by my appearance. And once again, I'm light-skinned. It doesn't matter the skin color. In my family, I have light skin, I have dark skin, but we all are black. My kids are black. To me, to say Black Lives Matter is a phrase I shouldn't have to say, but today I do. And I could go on, but God created all of us in His image. And I don't see how anybody who judges other people by the color of their skin being a Christian. Because if you go by the Bible, we are all created in His image. I'll leave it at that. God bless you.
This is 2020, and everyone in this world deserves happiness, respect, and peace to live on.
I believe that Black Lives Matter because it's 2020 and every black person should have the opportunity of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's not that complicated. It has to happen now for our future generations.
I'm a kid and I'm black and I matter.